My name is Abdurrahman. I'm a lecturer at a public university in Kenya. I deliver lectures on computing and informatics. In our last lesson, we talked about the file operation modes. And actually, we would find that there are two types of files. That is the text file and the binary file. And for each one of them, we have seen that there are around 6 modes. And into a file, text file operation mode, we will find out there is a write mode, there is a read mode, there is an append mode, and there is what you call read and the write mode, and there is what you call write and the read mode. And for the binary files, we had the same, but the symbols they change from R for the read mode to RB for the binary mode, and all of them actually they go on that particular order. So today we are going to start up with another new topic by answering ourselves how do we read and write file using up what you call an inbuilt function. And in that particular journey, we are going to go through the definition, the syntax, and implementation. So let us start onto that particular journey. So C programming actually provides several files for reading and writing data into the file what you call the standard input output file. So in the standard input output file, here we'll have several of them, and basically there are 4 basic inbuilt function. So there are 4 basic inbuilt function for what you call up the read and the write. So let us see actually what are some of these particular files for the read and the write. So the 4 basic functions for the read and write, basically, so here we have the read and the write inbuilt function. So our read and the write inbuilt function, basically they are what you call the fgets, that is the file gets, and what we have the fputs, and what we have the fprintf, and finally the fscanf. So these are the inbuilt functions which are going to go for the read and the write. So let us start up with the first one. See what does it have. So for the first one, we have got the fgets files. Actually, it reads a file from multiple words. So this one actually reads file, reads from a file, but reads what you call actually multiple character or multiple words. While when you come to the fputs, actually it writes to a file. This one writes into a file, but not the end of a file. And the fprintf writes to a file including the end of the file. So this one also writes to the file including the end of file. And then the scanf actually reads from a file or from a file, and actually it reads actually a single word, which is a collection of a character. So that one takes us to the syntax. So when you go back to the syntax for each and every one of them, let's start up with the fget. So the fget, actually the syntax, it's very simple. It is fgets, and then we are passing on a character array. So here you have got a string of character, and we are passing on the size of that particular array, and besides of the size of that particular array, we are passing up the pointer. So we'll have up our pointer, let's say pf. So that will be actually the syntax of it. When we go to the second one, that is the f put. So the file puts, in the file puts, basically what we are saying, it is that it takes up a string of character which is in the form of an array, and basically it takes up the pointer. So here we'll have the file pointer, so fp, it takes up the file pointer. So and when we come up to the fourth one, what is file printf, that is f printf. This one actually takes up the pointer, that is fp, and then it takes up the format specifier. So here we'll have up the format specifier, and then it takes up the variable. So it takes up the variable. And then when we come up to the scanf, fscanf, it takes up the pointer fp, and then takes up the format specifier, and then the address of the variable. So basically these are the syntax, and in this particular syntax, let's go now to the C++ and see if actually we can implement up the same. So in C++, we are going to open up a file twice, and then after opening up the file, first we'll open up to read, and then we'll open it up to append. So basically that's what we are going to do. And already here we have, when we want to read up our file, this is our file here, it is text.txt. So in that particular file text.txt, there are some words we have written. My name is Abdurrahman Ahmed. So we are going to read that, and then we are going to append that onto it. So let us start onto that. So here we'll have up our pointer file, so our pointer fp, and then after having our pointer fp, we'll have our an array of character, and this particular array of character will have up the size to be 100. Then we'll open up, we'll assign our fp to the inbuilt function file open. So here we'll have up our file open, and onto that we'll give up the address where actually our file is, and our file is in C, in a folder called C program, and our file name basically was called text.txt, and what mode do you want to open it up? We are opening it up into a read mode. So we are opening it up into a read mode. So after doing that, basically now we want to read onto that particular file. So by reading of that particular file, we're just putting up our printf, and in our printf, what are we saying? We are saying basically reading up the file. So after reading up the file, we put up a new line, and basically what we are putting up, the format specifier %s, and here now it's very interesting. Here we are calling one of our inbuilt function to read, so that is the fgets. So we're putting up our fgets, and we have find out our fget. Basically it takes up the name, the f gets takes up the name of the character, that's the first one, and then takes up the size was 100, and then after taking up the size takes up our file pointer, which is fp. So that's basically how we have implemented it to read up our file, and then after reading up our file, we just close that particular file. So we're using up an inbuilt fclose function, and we are closing up our pointer, our file pointer. So we have closed up our file pointer. So basically we have already read that and we have closed, so we can give up a message here, probably just printf that the file now it is actually closed. So you see the file is now closed. So we have opened up the file, read, and then we have closed up the file. So that is on the read mode. So let's now open the file again. So we are saying again now we want to open up our file. So here we have opened it up our file into a read mode, but we want to open up our file now into the append mode, so we can actually append. So by writing it an append, so we want to read and append, so we're using up a plus will be actually reading and appending up into our file. So here we are going to read and append our file. So after doing that, we are saying printf, and onto that particular printf we are giving up a message, and that particular message we are just telling up a user the file is now the file is open up again, is open again, and append a name. So we've opened up our file and now we want to append up a name. So when the file is opened up again, we want to append up a name, and then after appending up the name, we want to use up the scanf basically to get up that particular name. So here basically, and we know that the name is on data type of string, and we are passing on using up an ampersand the address of num. So that we have already captured that particular name. So after capturing that particular name, we want to write it. We want to write that particular name onto our file. So we're using file print f, and we've seen that actually the file printf, what does it take? It takes up our pointer and then takes up the format specifier, and here the format specifier, it is %s, and then finally what does it take? It takes up the name. So here we'll have up our name. So this particular one will print onto, or it will write, this one it will write onto the file, the fprintf right up to the file. After doing that, we want to send up a message on the console. So the message of console, we are just using up our printf, and that particular message on our console, what are we telling? That our file actually has been appended, just a message. So here we'll have %s, that is our file is appended, our name is actually appended, the name is appended to the file. So it's appended to the file, and then here we'll have actually the name. After doing that, basically where do we go? Now we have done whatever we want to do, so we want now to close. So you're using up fclose. Now we are closing up our pointer fp, after appending up our file, and then basically we're just printing up printf. And what are we printing up this time? We are telling now the file is now closed. So basically that is our logic, actually to read up a file and to append up onto a file. So let us run this particular program and see what is the output of it. So let us run. So when we run this particular program, basically what does it tell us? It tells us here that reading up a file, the name is Abdurrahman Ahmed. That is what is on the file. We have seen it before, that my name is Abdurrahman Ahmed, and the file is closed. After reading up, now we are opening it up to append up a word. So let us append up a word. So we'll put up Muhammad. When we put up Muhammad, a message tells us Muhammad is appended to the file. The file, it is now closed. So let us go back to the file and see if we have appended actually our name. So this is the file, and actually we have seen that my name is Abdurrahman Ahmed Muhammad. Actually here we have actually appended up the word Muhammad, and it was basically just Abdurrahman Ahmed. We have appended actually Muhammad. So that one actually makes the end of this particular demonstration until into our next session, whereby we are going to talk about opening up a file. And however, don't forget to subscribe into our next lesson. For now, I say bye.